I've been doing stuff. And I'm sweating. By the way, this is Yuka approved. I am not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor me, maybe. If you are new here, welcome back, or you are new here, welcome. If you have been here, if you were old here, thank you for coming back. Nice to meet you guys again, and nice to meet anyone who is new. I really want to just briefly touch on this really quick. So when it comes to your mental health, it is a lot like working out. And I think not enough people look at it like this. When you take the time to journal, get coaching, go to therapy, or even if you can't afford those things, just doing the things that are therapeutic at home for your mental health and really not putting it on the back burner, not saving it for later, is going to save you so much trouble in the long run, because almost like it takes like 6 months to a year to see your full results from working out, so does your mental health. When it comes to doing inner work and actually going on this journey, it will take some time. When it comes to actually investing in your mental health, it's really good to start now. Not skipping out on your meditations, not skipping out on the journaling, not skipping out on the reflection, and really understanding yourself and where things are coming from and why. Doing that inner work is so key now, because it will show up in the future. This is going to be a very simple concept video. Taking care of your mental health just as much as you take care of your body is important. You cannot put off mental health too, because they go hand in hand. I know some physical exercise really helps with mental health, but actually taking the time to take care of your mental health specifically is so important. So it's kind of like a return on investment. A lot of investments are things that you put money into and it generates more money for you, right? Well, when you put energy into your mental health, your physical health, you eventually get a return on that. And that comes in the form of strength, more energy, more resilience, more peace, more clarity. And when we let things build up and we neglect them, it tends to eventually sneak up on us and collapse in the moments that we really need it not to. It tends to happen at the most inconvenient moments, and that's because when that last little cherry on top hits, everything explodes and crumbles. So I had to learn over time to not be almost like a binge mental health kind of girl, where it's like I only took care of it when it was messed up. I think actually doing maintenance on it and being able to be authentic with yourself and be real with yourself, check in on your emotions every day, check in on your needs, and really see where you're at. And it's not always going to be great. You're not always going to be able to celebrate where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You're not always going to be happy to see where you're at, but it'll be realistic to what you need to do about it. With yourself and being honest with yourself about where your mental health is, and then it puts you in this space of acceptance so you can actually take the necessary steps to help your mental health. I just had a small download at one point where it was kind of like I felt the need to tell people that mental health and caring for that is like a muscle. And just like you exercise your body, you need to exercise your mind. And that will be something that shows up and pays off in the future. Just like you don't see results right away with your muscles, you're not going to see results right away after you go to one therapy session, after you journal one time, you meditate one time. Part of your mental health regimen needs to become a part of your routine to the point where you can actually have longevity with it, so you could see how it affects you over time. I see so many people who don't give it a chance because they tried it once and it didn't work for them. You're not going to get results after one time with anything. You need to keep being consistent and you need to keep showing up for yourself. And you know, it's okay to like be imperfect and have times where you mess up and you don't do it and it doesn't go well, or you miss a day, whatever, but never use that as an excuse to completely fall apart and not keep going. That is going to be the key in this. A lot of people sabotage their consistency and their success because they missed a day, or they missed a week, or they fell off track. And it's like, you can always just hop back on. And part of mental health is getting to know the different, and I'll make a video about this. I'm not a licensed psychologist. This is just part of my life coaching and style, and there is some psychology involved in it that's really basic. And pretty much when we need mental health help, it's usually when we're having problems regulating our nervous system and like being in control of those flight, freeze, fawn kind of behaviors around other people or with ourselves. And when our habits kind of get out of control and we're not able to be consistent in taking care of ourselves. So really, when that starts to pop up, it's important to be able to identify what you're going through, taking the time to put the research into your own mental health, because although therapy and coaching is great, a lot of coaches and therapists that are just not compatible, and sometimes it takes time because a lot of coaches and therapists tend to be on the side of like maybe biased towards a certain kind of mental health problem and stuff. So it's really good to get to know your own mental health. I'm not saying self-diagnose, but something that's important is to do your own research. I really do believe in developing your own intuition and getting to a point where you can actually do the research for yourself and advocate for yourself. So when you do go into coaching and therapy, you know yourself, you know what it feels like and kind of the labels behind things. So you know what to work on, you can help them, because a lot of people go into coaching and therapy thinking that they're going to do all the work, and it doesn't go that well because you don't know how to advocate for yourself and you don't know your stuff. So part of that is doing research on your end. And if you can't afford a coach or a therapist, doing the exercises and doing that sort of thing at home if you're willing to do it. I just wanted to encourage you guys to make sure you're valuing your mental health, make sure you're investing time into it, that you're getting to know it. You have a system for dealing with those things as the seasons come and go. Our changes in our mental state are very normal with depending on seasons, life events, and sometimes just our bodies, our hormones, depending on what age you are, what stage of life you are, things tend to change, and that's completely normal. We're not supposed to feel the same way all the time about all these different new things and changes. My personal story is the more that I became comfortable with knowing what to do, how to treat myself, whenever I start to experience a little bit of that, it tends to be very short-lived because I'm able to know myself and adjust my lifestyle accordingly, take care of that mental part that really needs my attention, figure out what needs aren't being met, and being able to pivot in that and kind of make peace with it and becoming more mentally and spiritually flexible and know yourself. So it's really good to do your own research and to figure out what you need and do that inner work to where you can sit with yourself, you can be present, and you can figure out how you want to be treated, what's actually wrong in your life. Because a lot of times, especially when my mental health was the worst, it was usually because there was something in my life that was really not going well. My body was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't in a place to hear it. And it was usually a situation where I felt unsafe. There was something in my life that wasn't healthy for me, wasn't aligned for me. And once I made that change and I delved into the healing work that came around recovering from that, I was able to slowly align more with things that did not cause me any sort of mental ailment. And not everyone will resonate with this video. As a life coach, we do like to we tend to be on the more proactive and open-minded side of things when it comes to mental health. I'm a firm believer in epigenetics and how health and lifestyle can really shift your mental health. And I really don't believe most people have genuine mental illnesses. I believe mental illness is real. I'm not saying it's not real. I believe it is real, but I believe a lot of it is overdone, over-accentuated, and misdiagnosed and over-treated. And the root of the problem isn't being addressed. That's why I really want people to become more aware in doing their own research and being curious about yourself and your own growth and your own trauma and your own pain, so you can learn to get to the root of things and advocate for yourself the best. Even if you do get help, even if you do get therapy, you're able to really be present and aware, make the healthiest choices for you, even when you're going through things. If you want to hear me talk more on lifestyle and how lifestyle and mental health are very interconnected, if you want to know more of my beliefs on this topic and how I have handled and adjusted from having certain mental illnesses and like how I've recovered, but also how I kind of look at those things and move in accordance to it. And yeah, if you want to hear more about that, I'm not either, I'm also not, just disclaimer, an epigenetics professional. I am a certified life coach, that's about it, but I have a lot of experience just on a personal level with holistic health and spirituality and how lifestyle and all of those things kind of blend together. I feel like our bodies, our lives, and yeah, really just everything around us is a lot like chemistry, and when you mix certain things, they don't go well together. And I believe that that's like an accumulation of everything in our life, and I really believe as you move those things around, you do get different results. Sometimes it's the littlest things that throw off our life the most, and sometimes people jump to the worst thing before they really look at like for me in the past, I thought I had all these problems. I thought I was schizophrenic. I thought I had anxiety. I thought I had depression, which I did have a little bit of anxiety and depression, but I was in a household where I did not feel safe to go to sleep at night. So that was a huge problem, and that was causing a lot. And even the doctor at the time, I was lucky to have one that thought like this. They were like, do you feel safe at home? I really don't think you have these things, you know? And it really got me thinking like, wow, there really are just life factors. And I was just in an unaware, dysregulated state at the time that I was so disconnected from my own body that I wasn't able to see, oh, I'm not really that messed up. It's more like I'm in an environment that puts me in this state, you know, and we're not perfect. We all have flaws, regardless of how safe we feel or regardless of how perfect our life can get. There will always be flaws, there will always be up and downs, but sometimes I realize a lot of in my past, I thought there was something seriously wrong with me, and the mental illness could have been a severe misdiagnosis in me when it was really just a lifestyle change that I needed. And that's why I really just wanted to leave a message. Part of your lifestyle to regularly address it and to stay in tune with your emotions, connect with your body. Not everything is what it seems, and it's really good to know what you're doing, even if you are going to professionals, to know enough stuff that you're able to represent yourself well, not be misdiagnosed, taken advantage of, and misled when it comes to what's the next best step for you. You can kind of pair that with your intuition to make the next best choice for yourself. And again, this isn't going to be for everyone, so if this is something that rubs you the wrong way, it's definitely not for you. I can feel who this is for, and if this is for you, you will know it's for you, so because you will get it. But yeah, any questions about that? If you want me to expand any more on that, let me know. Drop a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and share with someone that you may feel might be curious about this or value this. They would probably really appreciate it and really be grateful you were thinking of them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.